and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brooklyn. I am currently a substitute teacher in Middle Tennessee and just bringing you guys along in a day in my life. So let's get to it. So right now I am at the school I'm subbing for today. It's 7:26. I need to go in there in about 9 minutes. My sign-in time is 7:35, and I found if you go in early, a lot of times the secretaries aren't there yet, so they can't sign you in. You just have to stand outside the school building because they can't even they're the people who buzz you in, where you have to show your ID and stuff. So I'm just gonna wait a few minutes for that. But today I am subbing for, I believe, 6th grade math. So we'll see how it goes. I did sub for 6th grade social studies a few weeks back at this school, and it went perfectly fine, except for I had one student who was really aggravated, and I had to leave a note about him. So I'm kind of nervous because whenever I leave notes about kids, I always feel bad going back to that school or that class, because I'm afraid they're gonna be mad at me and not listen even more. But I mean, we'll see what happens today. I have my lunch right here beside me. Yeah, and I'm just gonna kind of go through Instagram and YouTube real quick while I'm waiting to go in, and then I'll catch y'all guys in the classroom. In here, I don't have a lot of time. I'll have to talk to y'all during planning. All right, sorry guys. I know that was kind of crazy this morning, me trying to get in here. Oh, I just realized this has the school name on it, so I'm just gonna do this. But anyway, so it was kind of crazy trying to get in here this morning. I got in here and then the classroom was locked, so I had to go back to the office to get the key. So then I unlocked it and then had to take the key back to the office. And then whenever I got in there, they're like, hey, we're short a lot of teachers today during your planning, which is the first period of the day. I homeroom and then first period. They were like, do you mind watching study hall? And I was like, no, that's fine. And then after that, they had a some kind of spirit rally. They called it a Wren rally. I don't really know what it is, some kind of assembly. But there were certain students that don't get to go to that because they've either been in OSS or ISS, or one girl, she had been absent a lot and was missing half of her work for the semester, so she didn't get to go. But they asked the teacher that's supposed to watch them is out, would you mind them coming to the class that you're subbing and you just watching them? And I was like, yeah, sure. I had 6 kids. But because of all that, I didn't get to talk to you during my planning. And then now it's, oh yeah, I didn't tell you what time it is. It is 11:10 right now. So it's my lunchtime. I have lunch until 12:35. Wait, no, sorry. 11:15 to 11:30. No, 11:40. I can't even talk. 11:40 is when kids come back in here. So that's how long I have till so I can talk to you. But I'm gonna take this off real quick so that y'all don't see the name of the school. But I need to eat, so I don't need to be holding my hand there the whole time I'm trying to eat. But because I wasn't able to talk to y'all later, I'm gonna talk to y'all now while I'm trying to eat, so excuse me. But I just wanted to tell you what the rundown of the day is. Tell you what this class is doing, just so that y'all can get a little bit more of an understanding of what the day is like in a day in the life in the sub is like. Of a sub, whatever, you know what I meant. But anyway, so I had to get here at 7:35. At 7:50, the kids came in here for homeroom. I had to take attendance and the lunch count, send that to the office. And then at 8 o'clock, first period happened, and I just went to the study hall. They were allowed to, if they showed me their Skyward, they were allowed to get on specific games, showing they didn't have any missing assignments. And then at 8:30, they had the Wren rally, and then I came in here, and the 5 or 6 kids that could not go to the rally came in here with me. They were not allowed to talk. They could only work, no games, had to be working on something. So they couldn't even just read a book if they wanted to. So it was ISS or OSS, or ISS, yeah, essentially for about, so they were supposed to go into that at 8:30. They actually ended up coming out of it, or going in at 8:40, I want to say. So it was supposed to end at 9:30, but it actually didn't end until 9:45. So at 9:45, everyone came back. I sent those kids that were in here back to their regular classrooms, and we went to second period, which is RTI for 6th grade. I'm teaching 6th grade. I don't even know if I told you that, but it's RTI for 6th grade. So then those kids that were in here, they spent 10 minutes on Lexia, and then they had 10 minutes of free time. They could get on any website as long as it was school appropriate, and they had to stay seated in their chairs. Then I had 3rd period, which was the first math class of the day. That class was interesting. There were 28 kids, I think. something like that. Let me check. I can tell you for sure how many there were. There were, 26 kids in here. So a pretty big class as compared to what I'm usually watching. Usually it's like 18 to 20. But they had a quiz on Mastery Connect, which I'd never heard of that, so I had to like try to figure that out. But anyway, they had a quiz on that about statistics and stuff, and then after that they could get on iReady or Prodigy. Everyone pretty much finished in the first 15 minutes, and we have an hour on that class. It was 10:10 to 11:10. Let me tell you, that was a ride. They were insane. I had no talking while people were taking quizzes. Once everyone was done taking quizzes, some people had gone out in the hallway, so I had them come back in, and I was like, all right. People kept asking me if they could move, and I was like, you can move if I can trust you with moving. If not, we'll have to move back to our seats. And I was like, y'all can also whisper, but there's like 26 of you, so if y'all get above the whisper, it's gonna get really loud. And we're literally like right across from my door. The door is like on this wall right here. You can't see it, it's right there. And the office is like around the corner, so I didn't want the office to hear us, obviously. So I told them, if y'all can be quiet and I can trust you to stay in your seats, then I'll let y'all move around. You can play together, because on Prodigy apparently you can play together. There's like multiplayer mode or something. And then I was like, y'all can also whisper, but if I can't trust you with it, then we'll all go back to our seats and be silent. They were good for the first like 5 minutes, and then I had a few that like just kept like, I had one that was like leapfrogging over desks, and I turned the lights, because the lights were off and the lamps were on. So I turned the lights on and I was like, guys, I'm giving you a warning. It's the only warning I'm giving. If I have to do it again, like I told, like reminded them of like our voice level expectations and like the expectations, and I was like, if I have to do it again, then we're gonna have to all go back to our regular seats, sit in silence, and just work on our own. About 5 minutes later, I had to turn the lights on and say it, and everyone had to go back to their seats and sit in silence. And even then it wasn't silent, because I still had a few that were messing around. So I had to write a few people down to like let the teacher know, which I never like doing. But I also was able to write down like quite a bit of names of kids who were like, hey guys, you need to be quiet. She's telling us to be quiet. Guys, don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. So that was really nice. I was able to have those kids that were listening. But anyway, so that was this past class that ended at 11:10. From 11:15 to 11:40, I have lunch. Then 11:40 to 12:35, I have another math class, which will be just like the last one. Hopefully they will listen a little better. I'm gonna tell them the last class had to sit in silence for the rest of the time because they weren't listening. So hopefully they'll understand that, like, oh, she actually means it when she's saying it, and they'll listen, maybe. But and then after that at 12:40, they have 5th period, but they're actually not going to 5th period because it's the last day before spring break. They had the rally this morning, and they have a baseball game this afternoon that the kids could pay $2 to go watch. It's like a fundraiser for the baseball team. So they're going to do that during 5th period and 6th period. It's a 2-hour game, so from 12:40 to 2:40, and then they leave at 2:40. They'll come back in, so they'll go all to that. But the kids that did not pay, I'm getting all the 6th graders that did not pay, and I'm just gonna sit in here with them because I honestly don't really care to watch the game, and I know that the other teachers would like to go watch their students. They just so that no one has to like be stuck in here, like, you know, with the kids who didn't pay and doesn't have to miss out on seeing their students, you know, do something they love. They asked me if I would take over that for the day, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine with that. So this says probably only gonna be 2 or 3 kids for 6th grade, but we'll just chill in here. I'm probably just gonna let them play kind of whatever they want, because it's not like they're in here because they did something bad. They're just in here because they didn't have the $2 to pay it, or because they didn't want to go to it. So anyway, at from 12:40 to 2:40, I'll have that group, and then at 2:40, my homeroom will come back into me. Everyone will come back inside. The homeroom will come in here. At 2:50, we'll have dismissal. Buses will go out at the bell, and then car riders will be called. So that's like essentially an overview of my day. There's not really time that I can think of that I'm gonna have time to like talk to you, so it'll probably be after the bell or when I'm in my car, but I do promise to check in and like let you know how the day went. So there's a little update of what's going on, how the day's gone. I'll let you know how the next class goes. Hi, so as you can see, I'm not any longer at school. I'm now at my house. I'm in my mom's flower shop. I'm watching it for a few minutes, but I really quickly wanted to kind of give you an update on how the day went. Ooh, this lighting is amazing. Ignore the mess in the background. But so essentially, after I talked to y'all, after I ate lunch, a second math group came in. They were honestly better than the first one, so happy about that. The girls, they were really sweet. They all wanted to, you know, be best friends and all that fun stuff, so it was really funny. So they came in, did exactly the same thing as the other class did, except for they were allowed to talk the whole time because they didn't abuse that privilege once I gave it to them. And then what happened next? Next, my 5th period came in, and they were in there for like 10 minutes, and they were all giving me money to go see a baseball game. I think I mentioned that earlier. It was $2 per person. Everyone but one girl in my class paid to go. So then the principal announced for different teachers to go to different rooms because the subs didn't have the little envelopes that we need to put the money in. So he announced which teachers were going to go to which rooms to like help out. So a teacher came to my room, and it was actually my 8th grade social studies teacher. So that was really fun. Got to say hi to him. He like stayed in my room for like 10 or 15 minutes, and we talked, you know, just about when I was in his class. And as he was walking away, he was like, we were talking about this one boy who he had put a paper clip in the light socket, not once but twice in his class. And we were just laughing because like it was funny. It wasn't like he was like hurt. He was just like, oh, look at this, look, my skin's melted through it. He was, you know, all boy, so it didn't hurt him. And he was like, can you just pull it off for me? So my teacher remembers having to peel that off of his thumb. But then as he was leaving, he was like, but don't worry, you were always one of the good ones. So it was really sweet getting to see him and hearing that I was one of the good ones. But after that, everyone, some teachers actually brought extra money for students who didn't have money to go. So the girl in my class who didn't bring money, she actually got like kind of sponsored to be able to go. So that was great. Everyone in my class got to go. So they all went out to the field. And then I only had 3 kids that stayed behind with me that didn't go to watch the game. And they all were offered. They were like, hey, we have extra money. Do you all want to go? And they were like, no, we don't want to go. So they literally just sat in there and were silent. And the principal like told me, he was like, oh yeah, they're not in trouble, so they can talk, they can do whatever they want to do. Like they can really do whatever they want to do, just as long as you're not disturbing anyone. I don't think this group is going to disturb anyone. So I was like, okay, and I told them that, and they literally just like, okay, and didn't speak for the whole class. So we sat in silence for 2 hours, and I like tried engaging in conversation, and they'd be like, yep, okay, bye. And I was like, all right, I guess they don't want to talk to me. But that's kind of how the day went. And then everyone came back in, and we dismissed from there. So overall, really fun, really chill day. Great way to end school week, great way to start off spring break. So yeah, that was a day in my life teaching, subbing in middle school. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel to get all the content that will be coming soon. Today is Friday. I leave for Disney World on Monday, so y'all will be getting that content real soon. I'll see you later. Also, while I'm on the topic of school, I really quickly wanted to remind you guys about Sophia Learning. So if you're new here, then you might not know, I went to Western Governors University online, and I'm really passionate about education. And a few months ago, Sophia Learning reached out to me, and I honestly wish I had known about them before I started my education journey, because I could have benefited so much from them. What Sophia Learning is it's not technically a college, but you can take college level courses, and then they are partnered with multiple different universities and institutions that will accept those transfer credits from Sophia Learning as full credit for your like not common core, for your gen eds, for your general education credits towards a degree. So if you are someone who's older and going back into college and you want to kind of ease yourself in, Sophia Learning is an amazing way to do that. Or say you're someone fresh out of high school who maybe didn't make the best grades in high school, maybe fell behind a little, and you don't feel prepared for college, or you don't think you're ready for taking on a full college course, or like a full semester of college courses. You do Sophia Learning, which is a monthly payment where you get to do as many courses as you want within the month, and then you can transfer that credit to another college whenever you find the time that you are ready to go back. So Sophia has given me a 10% discount code that I will leave in my description below if you want to check it out. I will also leave a link to the website where you can get more information about that. The discount is 10%, I believe, and I believe it's Brooklyn 10. So don't forget about that. I think that's all. So let's get back into it.